glorious and just truly a beautiful sound. Really well controlled as well, and the pitch it's very well in tune. It's just good singing. It's just good singing.
You ready?
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Barber. I'm a professional singer and music producer, and today, after so many recommendations, we're going to be checking out EXO Killing Voice. I've only heard one song by this group, and that is Cream Soda, which is in this medley. But I believe this is some kind of live performance of them doing a bunch of their greatest hits. This group started back in 2011, debuted in 2012. They're a South Korean boy band. Extremely talented bunch of singers, rappers, dancers, all of it. I'm really excited to get into this. Guys, this will be a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing primarily to talk about vocal technique and any other musical elements that I find interesting and worth commenting on. If you guys learn something, if you hear something new, if you gain appreciation for this group, that is my goal here. The best way to support me is on Patreon or by doing a one-time donation to the channel with Buy Me a Coffee. Those are both in the description below. Without further ado, let's check out EXO Killing Voice. This is a long video. This is 20 minutes, so who knows how long the analysis video will be. I'll try to keep it a little bit shorter than usual, but let's dive in, guys. I'm really excited to hear them perform this.
빨리 와. 빨리 와. 오케이, 딩고!
예! 킬링 보이스! 인사드리겠습니다. 하나, 둘, 셋, 위아!
안녕하셨습니다.
네, 여러분들의 성원에 힘입어 우리 엑소엘 분들이 너무 원하셔서 저희가 드디어 왔습니다. 네, 그럼 들려드릴까요?
첫 번째
Oh,
곡
he's way taller than the
들려드리겠습니다.
rest of them.
들려주세요.
One of them's 6'1", I think. It must be our guy on the left.
오케이. 섹시. 나 혹시 몰라 경고하는데 잘 들어. 지금 위험해.
So dangerous.
자꾸 나를 자극하지 마.
큰일 나.
나도 날 몰라.
숨이 자꾸 멎는다. 네가 날 향해 걸어온다.
나를 보며 웃는다. 너도 내게 끌리는지.
눈앞이 다 캄캄해. 네가 뚫어져라 쳐다볼 때.
귓가에 가까워진 숨소리. 날 미치게 만드는 너인걸.
It's so cool to hear them all. Just like there's so many members in this group. I think there's 9 members right now. I'll fact check that when I see them spread out here in a moment. But to hear them all singing in the same range, at least for now, but with different vocal qualities, with different timbres, with different vocal colors, and with different artistic approaches to each line. We just get, despite being in the same range, we get a lot of diversity, which is really cool to hear. The audio engineering is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I believe their singing, of course, is live, and they have what we're hearing as the backing instrumentation in those in-ear mics. They also have themselves and the other members of the group in their in-ear mics as well. That's so they can really balance and tune to each other properly in real time. But it just sounds amazing. I mean, this is like an absurdly high quality sound for a live recording. Really nice microphones. They've got the pop filters. Of course, there's going to be some editing on the back end, like compressing some of the vocals and just balancing things out a little bit. But really, really high quality live sound here. Really phenomenal. I was winding back just a few seconds. This is another song I haven't heard. I might end up doing full analysis videos for all of these songs at some point, but right now we're getting a big medley.
날 미치게 만드는 너인걸.
아무도 널 못 보게 품에 감추고 싶어. 널 노리는 시선들 내 안에 일어나.
Let's actually talk about that little pre-chorus there. So I think we are at tenor high B in that lighter falsetto head voice mechanism. Then they flip down into chest voice here.
날 미치게 만드는 너인걸.
아무도 널 못 보게 품에 감추고 싶어. 널 노리는 시.
So they're starting on tenor high A, and going down to either E or D. below that. Now I believe or at least the tenors in this group can sing that high and full chest voice, this high A, and get up into that yelly belt-like quality. But clearly they're opting for a more kind of intimate approach here to start us off. But I bet we'll get some big belts throughout this medley. Okay, so there's 7 members currently, at least if this is the full group represented. I would think so. At some point they were 9. I know they've had a few members come and go over the last decade. This group's been together for 12 years, which is wild. They're putting out music for 12 years, and just so successful. It was cool to watch them. I mean, there were only a few of them singing at a time, some of them doing harmonies. So I'm wondering if we're going to get like a big wall of sound at some point when they're all really getting after it at the same time. Right now we're getting just usually either 2 or 3 of them at a time singing together.
네, 다음 곡은 제 컴백이 시급한 곡이죠.
Hey.
Love Me Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Take your time. 왠지 두근대는 밤이야.
다 같이.
나나나나. Hey. 나나나나.
So tonight 달 끝까지 달려가 볼까.
Yeah 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 yeah. Yeah 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 yeah.
Just right. 식동.
And then we're gonna get our first rapping appearance here. This is just their music is so good. It's so catchy. It's so well produced. The singing's great. The choreography when they're in an actual, not this performance because they need to actually stay on the microphones for this one, but when they're doing music videos or in concert, their choreography is insane. I mean, it is just groove after groove after groove. Really phenomenal. The only reason I don't listen to this group all the time in my free time is because I save it for making videos like this. But once I've gone through their discography or whatever you guys want to hear, I'm going to start bumping this shit at the gym and when I'm just driving around town. It's phenomenal.
Take your time. 왠지 두근대는 밤이야.
다 같이.
나나나나. Hey. 나나나나.
So tonight 달 끝까지 달려가 볼까.
Yeah 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 yeah. Yeah 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 yeah.
Just right. 식동을 걸어 웩셀에 바른 어울려. 모든 것이 특별해 너와 잘 어울려. 무엇을 원하든 I'ma make it work. 쇼리하면 파리스 the sundown. 지금 이 신비로운 느낌은 뭘까. 와도 내게로 와서 before the sunlight. 네가 언제나 어디 가든 nobody.
Alright, so we got 2 rappers coming in. I like how it's funny, they're both on the ends and they're both taller and they both have lower voices than the other singers. Much more like baritonal in their singing quality. They don't sound like basses to me, although I haven't heard them kind of flex their really low range, but definitely lower sitting voices than all the other singers we've heard so far. Now, maybe these rappers also sing, I'm not sure. Probably. They probably can sing as well. But if their main thing's rapping, it's funny that they're taller and their voices sit lower, which is actually pretty common. Usually basses are kind of tall and skinny. I'm kind of a weird anomaly in that I'm only 5'9" and like a muscular kind of like more stocky build. A lot of my fellow basses in the opera world are like 6'2" and like this thin. But just a funny observation. Let's check out this rap again.
Yeah yeah yeah.
Just right. 식동을 걸어 웩셀에 바른 어울려. 모든 것이 특별해 너와 잘 어울려.
What is sitting right here? It's about on a G3. His voice is kind of hovering right around that G3, and this is kind of like a revved up speaking voice, right? If he were relaxed in his approach, it would probably sit lower. But this is like a nice like forward, like driving speaking voice kind of range.
식동을 걸어 웩셀에 바른 어울려. 모든 것이 특별해 너와 잘 어울려. 무엇을 원하든 I'ma make it work. 쇼리하면 Paris with the sundown 지금 이 신비로운 느낌은 뭘까 와도 내게
He's sitting a little bit lower. He's sitting about a whole step lower than our first rapper. Then we have just a funny observation. They're not like really doing precise pitches or melodies, but that's just about where their voices are sitting. G3 and F3.
Get on so before the sunlight 네가 없으면 어디 가든 no Barbie
도로 위에 가긴 runway 날 바라보는 눈썹 Milky Way
Just love me right Baby love me right
내게로 와 망설이지 마넌 매혹적인 나의 universe
Just love me right 내 우주는 전부 너야
Just love me
So
right
we had some really easy and effortless tenor high A's there. Love me right, love me right. No problem, full chest connection. Really nice belting.
Love me right 내 우주는 전부 너야
Just love me right
Hey
Just love me right
Hey
Just love me right
Ooh.
내 우주는 전부 너야
I'm sorry, we have to listen to that bass and that brass. Those trumpets pumping and then the like whatever that bass guitar was doing was amazing.
Just love me right
Hey
Just love me right
Hey
Just love me right
Yeah.
내 우주는 전부 너야
Call me baby Let's go
Call me baby
이 거리 완전 난리야 사람들 사이는 남이야 함께하는 매 순간이 like boom 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 What up
Boom, 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 boom. I think he got down to a low F there, and that you could tell that was getting kind of towards the bottom. But I mean, a low F, that's certainly getting into bass range. So it's nice that we got to see a little showcase there.
이 거리 완전 난리야 사람들 사이는 남이야 함께하는 매 순간이 like boom 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 What
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, all the way down to that low F. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Hey girl 영웅 같은 찰나 운명 같은 순간 나를 한순간 뚫고 가
번개처럼 이 세계
불러주면 나에게로 다가와
놀라워 섬광처럼 가득 차 너를 마주한 순간 oh my 편하게 여기 앉아 이제 내 얘기를 들어봐
I don't care 멀리 멀리 돌아간대도 이렇게 널 곁에 다른 남자가 돼줄 테니
I really do love the bouncing back and forth between languages. That was something I had never experienced until I first started listening to K-pop, and I think it's just fascinating. I mean, even within one line, they'll sing a few words in English and a few words in Korean, or I obviously don't know the languages outside of English, but it's cool to see them bounce back and forth so fluently and so effortlessly. I mean, it reminds me of what I do as an opera singer when now they're almost certainly better at English than I am at some of the languages that I sing in, but knowing everything I'm saying and being coached extensively on the language and the diction and the pronunciation so that I sound totally fluent if I'm singing in German, Italian, French, even Russian and Czech, but I don't speak those languages fluently. But it's just cool to see like another genre where there are a number of languages present and being done performed so well.
편하게 여기 앉아 이제 내 얘기를 들어봐
I don't care 멀리 멀리 돌아간대도 이렇게 널 곁에 다른 남자가 돼줄 테니
내 말을
내 입술에 너
스며들어와 나를 깨워 Time's wasting girl
Don't wait
Don't wait too long
빛나는
We
것들
got a nice high C sharp and head voice there from our gentleman on the left here. Although that's the highest I think we've heard anyone sing so far. I bet someone in this group can belt that high and full chest voice, but what we got right there was a lighter mechanism, but really nice. I also love even some of the singing parts are kind of delivered more like rap, and where there's not these big sweeping melodies, but it's all pretty much on one note or a few notes kind of hovering around. So they're really blending the rapping and singing nicely.
널 곁에 다른 남자가 돼줄 테니
내 말을
내 입술에 너
스며들어와 나를 깨워 Time's wasting girl
Don't wait
Don't wait too long
바바 Call me baby babe Call me baby Call me baby babe Call me baby 널 향해 커져간 맘마 너 말곤 그물을 닫아 Call me baby babe Call me baby Call me baby babe Call me baby Call me girl 네, 다음은 겨울 앨범 노래로 분위기를 바꿔보겠습니다. Sing for you 들어주세요. 내 낡은 기타를 들어 하지 못한 고백을 혹은 고집스레 삼킨 얘기를
노래 하나 만든 척 지금 말하려 해요 그냥 들어요 I sing for you
This is a great example, two beautiful voices, but of a very obviously a tenor voice, and I would say a baritone voice for our rapper here on the left, who can sing, by the way. Just figured it out. So I think we're going down to C sharp 3 here. This is just getting down into that baritone range, and you can tell it's very low for our first singer. You can tell because it gets really breathy and it loses some of that resonance down there, whereas it sounds very comfortable for the rapper on the left. Okay, so C3, starting on the leading tone. You'd think it would be C sharp. I think it is supposed to be C. Or maybe they are in C. TBD, we'll find out. But yeah, that C3 there is definitely way towards the bottom of the singer's range. Oh, we're in F. Much easier for his voice. You guys know why singers do this? It's not like an ego. Some people think like, oh, it's like an ego thing or it's like an emotional thing. It's actually literally pressing that in-ear microphone further in his ear so that he can hear everything clearer, so he can hear if he's singing in tune better. Or you hear like a singer in the studio be like, I need more me in the headphones. I need more me in the headphones. That's like a funny meme in the recording industry world. And it's literally so you can hear yourself better so that you sing in tune better. It's not like an ego thing or an emotional thing. Just funny, but you see it all the time in live performances. Especially a live performance like this where they're really trying to sound good. They're not doing all the choreography right, so they can really focus on the singing and the balance and the tuning. You see a lot of this kind of thing.
그냥 들어요 I sing for you 너무 사랑하지만 사랑한단 말 안 해 어색해 자존심 허락하네
My closed captioning is failing me a lot of the time. It's been failing me a lot lately. It's really glitchy. So I don't know, obviously, all the translations, unfortunately. This tenor's voice has a little more beef around that C3 there. There's a little more weight to this singer's voice than our first tenor.
Sing for you. 너무 사랑하지만 사랑한단 말 안 해 어색해 자존심 허락하네
And just one more thing about this. This is all very breathy, intimate singing. So literally there is more air coming through the vocal folds. They're allowing it to be breathy and softer. It sounds like it's almost like whispering in your ear kind of singing. And then, of course, saving the big belting moments for the big moments and waiting to use that vocal fold closure and that power a little bit later when the song calls for it. But starting out, we just got like acoustic guitar. Just like keeping it nice and easy and breathy.
오늘은 용기 내서 난 말할 테지만 무심히 들어요 I sing for you 더 The way you cry, the way you smile 내겐 얼마나 큰 의미인 걸까 하고픈 말 놓쳐버린 말
고백할 테지만 그냥 들어요 I sing for you Sing for you
그냥 한번 듣고 웃어요
Oh, another rapper sings as well.
정말 오랜만에
This is beautiful. I was hesitating, pausing, but I was just gonna say how easy and effortless those Fs were for our singer here right in the middle. Still able to keep them very light and breathy and intimate sounding, even though that is a point in a range, even a tenor range, when it's usually going to start to have more weight to it, or it's going to flip up into a falsetto. So it's really cool to hear this singer just keep it really light and intimate, even getting up into that higher chest range.
들려드리네요 12월의 계절 늘 나밖에 몰랐었던 이기적인
That's why.
네 맘도 몰라줬던 무심한 내가 이렇게도 달라졌다는 게 나조차 믿기지 않아 네 사랑은 이렇게
Wait, we gotta go back and get. So I think up to tenor high B flat and just glorious and such great vocal fold closure, such an efficient, pure tone, just a truly a beautiful sound. And really well controlled as well. And the pitch it's very well in tune. It's just good singing. It's just good singing. Yes, these are all high A flats. Just listen to how pure the tone is. There is no extra air coming through the voice on those high notes. It's just a pure tone. A fantastic vocal fold closure. Really, really wonderful to hear a tone that pure. There's the B flat.
네 사랑은 이렇게 계속 날 움직여 시간을 멈춰 내게 돌아가 추억의 책을 너의 페이지를 열어 난 그 안에 있어 너와 함께 있는 거
Gorgeous. I really love how during the verse or pre-chorus, or it's some section that wasn't the chorus, I don't think we had the big belting, and then the chorus was actually a more intimate kind of softer moment, which is so unusual. Usually you get softer in the verse and then the chorus is like the big thing. Just beautiful. Very nice blending. Great to hear. You know, we had a soloist, then we had a duet, then we had solo, then duet. I love how much they exchange and kind of pass the baton from one singer to the next. It's really, really excellent. We get every combination of their voices.
네, 다음 곡은 많은 아티스트 분들께서 커버해 주신 곡이에요. 바로 러브샷.
빵이야.
차갑도록 서로 겨눈 채 나를 선 듯 그 목소리엔 숨 막히는 것만 가득해
눈을 가린 채로 그렇게 굳게 닫아버린 서로의 마음이 애써 외면하는 걸
We're in C minor. Dum, dum, dum. It's high B flat. Yeah, high B flat there. So I think this to me is sounding like the highest tenor in the group. Our guy right here, who just sang the high B flat. Not sure yet, but I think he has sounded most effortless in the highest part of his range so far. This is an absolute groove. I love the low bass. We get like, I think, a C1. Incredibly low bass here. Not singing, of course, in the instrumental, but just a bop. Just an absolute bop. Yeah, C1. What's really interesting about that high belt too, usually if you're singing up to that high, especially in chest voice, you want to have a pretty open mouth. He keeps his mouth very, like, almost closed, which is really interesting. So I don't know why. I mean, that must be useful for his particular voice in that range, on that vowel. But it actually shows an awareness of what works for him, which may not be typical for a singer high in their belt range. But keeping the mouth almost closed is really interesting. You do not see that very often.
다 들어가 갈라질 때 숨이 막혀와 갈증이 나 이 한 잔을 가득히 담아
넘칠 듯한 위태로운 오늘 밤의 나
It's the love shot.
No, 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 it's the love shot.
K-pop does something that it's become my favorite kind of blending of musical worlds. It's how I am making my own music. It's this blend of like heavy electronics and drum sampling with analog instruments like brass instruments, strings. The show Arcane and the whole League of Legends universe, who some of these folks have performed with and performed in some of the League of Legends stuff. That world is doing the most incredible job of blending electronics and orchestra and woodwinds and like old world and the new. And I think it's just so captivating and interesting. And I think it's what music needs. And I think it's why this music is doing so well, right? K-pop as a genre does this very well. League of Legends does this very well. And they have, you know, they're one step down from competing with like the biggest A-list celebrities from the US music market. I think a group like BTS, for example, one of the most popular K-pop groups, has like, I think last time I checked, like 30 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which is insane, absolutely insane. And then someone like Imagine Dragons or Olivia Rodrigo or Billie Eilish has like 60 or 70 million. So, I mean, they're in the same wheelhouse. So this music, it makes me very happy because I love this kind of music, is finding so much success, not only in the Asian countries, but like here in America. We absolutely love K-pop too. Really, really great.
It's the love shot. 똑바로 봐. What's the situation? 당황한 너의 시선 넘어
끝내 무너지는 성벽 차츰 밝아오는 새벽 yeah.
끝없이 이어지고 있어 모든 칼날 끝에 잘라내지 못해
계속 반복되는 문제 미처 풀지 못한 숙제
I'm gonna go back and flag this thing about timbres. I think it's very interesting. You hear a tenor voice sing in a certain range, and then you hear a lower voice sing the same exact notes, but the color of the voice is different, and you can tell maybe this happens when you listen to voices like I do all the time or sing professionally, but I think anyone can tell, really, when someone has more to go, like they have range below what they're singing. And with a bass voice, even if it's singing high or a baritone voice, you can tell there's just more real estate below what they're singing where they can dip down to. It's this really interesting thing. And so I just want to flag that as you watch this tenor, and then we bounce over to the rapper on the far left. You can tell there's more range below what he's singing for the rapper than there is for the tenor.
차츰 밝아오는 새벽
끝없이 이어지고 있어 모든 칼날 끝에 잘라내지 못해
계속 반복되는 문제
It sounds like there's a basement below there.
미처 풀지 못한 숙제
높은 벽 앞에 쓰러지던 자꾸 약한 바람 소리가
뒤엉켜보
Wait, that's a quality we haven't heard from this singer before. Getting up into that belt quality. So that's high F. So maybe this singer's here with the silver hair on the left here, maybe also more of a baritone voice, because that high F, that sounds, sorry, that's the wrong F. That F, F4, sounds like it's really getting up towards the upper part of his range. You can feel him stretching his voice up there to that F, which if he was a high tenor wouldn't be the case. And also there's a darker, warmer color to his sound up there than we're getting from the tenors. The tenor is much more leggero and light. There's like a space, there's like a pharyngeal space and warmth in this singer's voice when he gets up around that high F. So that's something interesting as well. So maybe he's also more of a baritone.
높은 벽 앞에 쓰러지던 자꾸 약한 바람 소리가
뒤엉켜 폭풍처럼 몰아치는 소리를 들어봐
깨고 부딪혀야 해 우릴 볼 수 있도록 크게 소리쳐야 해 멀리 번져가도록 여린 빛들이 번져가긴 어둠을 다 몰아낸 순간 다시 깨어나야 해 다시 깨어나야 해 새로워진 아침에
네, 티오 씨곡 소개해 주세요.
다음 곡은
They're so good. I can't believe how good all these songs are. Like, just hit after hit after hit, baby. This is going to be a long video. Or 2 videos. We'll see. But usually you guys are down for the long videos. So, like, maybe this is just going to be over an hour long. Anyway, let's keep going.
우월한 오케스트라가 가미된 곡입니다. 네, 많은 사랑 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사하고 우월한.
Oh, this is from their first album, I think.
삶에 허락된 축복받은 날들에 감사하고 매일 새로운 인연들을 만들고
깨져버린 마음에 보다 깊은 사랑을 모두 함께 웃을 수 있다면 우린 더
Okay, what was I just talking about? Blending orchestra and electronics and drum sampling is exactly what's happening here. And like, we got a big organ in the background as well. You know, it's really, so 2012, right when they started, is about when I started producing music. And you can tell this song is older because the drum sampling is a little more crude. The drum sampling 12 years ago was not as good as it is nowadays. And so the drums, now they might have purposely picked more like industrial kind of messy sounding drums for the piece, but sampling has gotten a lot better in the last 12 years. And it's just really funny that, I mean, 2012 was the year when I started producing music, and 2012 is, I think, when their first album came out. I know they formed in 2011 and they debuted in 2012. So yeah, the first mini album, Mama, 2012. So it's just interesting. You can literally hear, I mean, if you go back to all the songs we've heard so far on this performance, all the samples are much better than the ones in this song. But still, we get the orchestra and electronics, and it's cool that they were doing it 12 years ago.
많은 사랑 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다. 우월한
삶에 허락된 축복받은 날들에 감사하고 매일 새로운 인연들을 만들고
깨져버린 마음에 보다 깊은 사랑을 모두 함께 웃을 수 있다면.
Okay, well, that's a high A. I mean, you know, barytenor, right? We don't have to give specific voice types for any of these singers. They all have good range, but specific voice types are actually really only useful in opera. Even in choir, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass, whatever. And then you can go soprano 1, soprano 2, whatever. That is really only based on range. And voice type is so much more than range when you get really specific. Like when we think about voice types in the professional opera world, it's much more specific than range. I mean, I know tenors who can sing in the bass range, but when they're singing opera, where they're most comfortable is in their tenor range. And I know this is less common, but I also know basses who don't have good low notes, really, but they have a very dark, warm, almost woofy color to their sound, so they can only sing the bass repertoire, but they can't sing the really low bass repertoire. They have to sing like higher bass repertoire. So you have to think about size of voice. You have to think about how a voice carries in a big space with no microphone. Color, timbre, tessitura, that's like where the voice can comfortably sing for a long period of time. Stamina, loudness. Does the voice move? Can the voice do coloratura? Can it do big intervals? These are all factors in the professional opera world that go into determining which roles you're going to sing, which is incredibly important because singing wrong repertoire can be really unhealthy given how intense opera singing is. It's this full body, like yelling, basically. Healthy yelling, I call it. Whereas in a group like this, it doesn't matter if they're tenor or baritone or whatever. They're just going to sing the notes, right? That was a long tangent, but hopefully some of you found that interesting. Anyway, barytenor, tenor, baritone. He just sang a big high A. We love a big high A. Yay.
마음에 보다 깊은 사랑을 모두 함께 웃을 수 있다면.
You can tell it's at the top.
더 이상 눈을 마주하지 않을까 소통하지 않을까 사랑하지 않을까 아픈 현실에 다시 눈물이 흘러 바꿀 수 있다고 바꾸면 된다고 말해요 마마 마마.
They are so wonderfully synced up with each other, which is really tough on fast syllables. But to all be right there together really helps for a crisp performance. Because if you have a number of people trying to line up and it's fast syllables and no one's really landing in the same place, it can get really messy and muddy. So it's really wonderful that they are so nicely in sync with one another.
않을까 소통하지 않을까 사랑하지 않을까 아픈 현실에 다시 눈물이 흘러 바꿀 수 있다고 바꾸면 된다고 말해요
They're right there, perfectly in sync.
여러분, 중독은 영어로 오버도즈가 아닙니다.
뭐죠?
Come in. 중독은 addicted.
Second meaning
들어와.
에이, 모든 걸 걸고 널 들이켰네. 이젠 돌이킬 수
It's those drum samples, right? Clearly older.
위험한 중독. So bad, no one can stop her.
Hold up, 오직 그것만 봐라 그녀의 사랑 하나뿐인걸
치명적인 fancy. 황홀한 그 안에 취해.
We have an early years of dubstep sound, that metallic kind of growl you're hearing. that is like, that really sounds earlier than 2014. By 2014, dubstep had really come a long way. But that's like a classic metal growl sound that a lot of dubstep producers, especially early dubstep producers, love to use. Listen to that.
이젠 돌이킬 수도 없다. 이건 분명 위험한 중독. So bad, no one can stop her.
Hold up, 오직 그것만 봐라. 그녀의 사랑 하나뿐인 걸.
And something really cool, one more thing, is it's moving around. So if you're listening on headphones, you can hear it going wah, wah, wah. It's moving around the what's called the stereoscopic image of the sound.
분명 위험한 중독. So bad,
Listen to
no
this.
one can stop her.
Hold up, 오직 그것만 봐라. 그녀의 사랑 하나뿐인 걸.
치명적인 fancy. 황홀한 그 안에 취해. Oh, she wants me. Oh, she's got me. Oh, she hurts me. 좋아, 더욱 갈망하고 있어.
Someone call the doctor 날 붙잡고 말해줘. 사랑은 명중독 overdose. 시간이 지날수록 통제는 힘들어져.
점점 깊숙이 빠져간다.
So this is a great example. See all those fast syllables. Now, this time they weren't quite as in sync as they were on the song before. And so you hear a lot of consonants in quick succession and a lot of notes in quick succession because they're not totally dialed in. It's really, really hard to do that in a live performance. That has to be so mechanically and robotically rehearsed. So it's just cool because I was just pointing out how well they did it, and this time it was a little bit, the sync was a little bit off, but it's, like I said, it's a really tough thing to do.
Oh, she's got me. Oh, she hurts me. 좋아, 더욱 갈망하고 있어.
Someone call the doctor 날 붙잡고 말해줘. 사랑은 명중독 overdose. 시간이 지날수록 통제는 힘들어져.
점점 깊숙이
It's just like a little bit, the words aren't all landing in the exact same at the exact same time.
overdose. 시간이 지날수록 통제는 힘들어져.
점점 깊숙이 빠져간다. 에어.
Too much 너야 your love. 이건 overdose.
Too much 너야 your love. 이건 overdose.
We had a low harmony coming from our rapper friend here.
너야 your love.
이건 overdose.
Too much 너야 your love.
Maybe down to that low F again. It kind of fades out at the end. Hard to say.
이건 overdose.
자, 몬스터입니다.
뭐야?
전율이와 네 삶을 다 뒤집어 버리는 게
I'm sorry.
There's our guy laughing on the right at.
So crazy.
뛰어볼까요?
You know you do.
모두 날 두려워해. So I'm
Oh, wait. If it's called Monster, it has to be good. I swear. Wow. Got chills from our like I said, I think our highest tenor. Absolutely ripping something. Hold up.
삶을 다 뒤집어 버리는 게
I'm sorry. You make me so crazy.
뛰어볼까요?
You know you.
That's all the way up to F5 above tenor high C and just a absolutely flawless mix belt. I mean, insane vocal fold closure, totally pure tone, incredible registration shift all the way up through there, and then an amazing riff back down. I mean, that is a wonderful showcase of some athletic singing.
Sorry. You make me so crazy.
뛰어볼까요?
You know you do.
모두 날 두려워해. So I'm untouchable man. 근데 내 진심은 왜 결국에 날 거부 못해. 숨어서 훔쳐보다가 깜짝 놀라지. 내게 난 티노미 같은 난 내 존재의 일부. 날 그대로
Listen, these samples are so much nicer than even just the songs we heard from 2014 and 2012. This one's from 2016. I mean, this is like good. This is good stuff now.
내 진심은 왜 결국에 날 거부 못해 숨어서 훔쳐보다가 깜짝 놀라지고 내게 난 지노미 같은 난 내 존재의 일부 날 그대로 받아들여 나의 두려움 걱정은 접어두려 네가 견딜만한 고통을 누려 더 깊이 빠져들어 널 맘대로 가지고 놀아 내 손에서 마음껏 놀아 도망가지 마 너 영원히 맴돌아 You can call me monster
I'm gripping your hand babe 뒤집고 무너뜨리고 삼켜
I love the rap when they switch from duple to triple, like da 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 da, and they kept the diction and the syllables so nice and crisp. That was really excellent. And then we get this big build up, and going into our chorus section here, and I love that the rappers were such an integral part of that build up to what I think is the chorus of this song.
I'm gripping your hand babe 뒤집고 무너뜨리고 삼켜 그래 널 훔쳐탐니게 널 망쳐놓을 거야
네 맘속에 각인된 채 죽어도 영원히 살래
Come here girl You call me monster 내 맘으로 들어갈게
All the way was our silver-haired man all the way up to high C there? We had some more great high notes from this incredible singer here as well. Up to high C also, I think. No problem. Easy work.
네 맘속에 각인된 채 죽어도 영원히 살래
Come here girl You call me monster 내 맘으로 들어갈게
Oh, he was singing the lower harmony. I was hearing our gentleman on the right here singing that high C. Silverhair was singing the lower harmony.
Monster
내 맘으로 들어갈게 Creeping, 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 creeping
Sure Oh Creeping
That was a nice F5, high F, and then a nice Wow, I can't even do it in the morning. Starting up on that really high F and then riffing down.
Creeping, creeping Sure
Nice.
Oh Creeping
Creepy.
다시 겨울이 또 왔어.
눈이다
와, 첫눈이 오면 항상 순위권에 올라오는 그 곡.
Holiday song.
첫눈 오는 이런 오후에 너에게 전화를 걸 수만 있다면 기쁠 텐데
벌써 1년이 지났는데 난 아직 미련 가득해서 쓸쓸해 어느새 혼잣말
시계를 또 돌려
If you took just the instrumental, this specific kind of kick drum and percussion and acoustic guitar, you could absolutely throw this on pop country radio in USA, and if Morgan Wallen sang over top of it, it would be an American country song. Dead serious. They did this in 2013, and this could be a pop country song in America in 2024. I guarantee it. Take this instrumental, sing some country over it. Promise you, it's a hit.
어느새 혼잣말
시계를 또 돌려
1년 전으로 갈수
마음을 또
있다면
돌려
지금 우린 달라졌을까 바보 같은 소리지 그래도 마냥
너를 만나면 눈물 차올라 바보 같은 난 아무 말 못해 말해줘 Merry Merry Christmas 안녕 잘 지내는 거지 눈이 내리면 멍든 가슴이 모두 하얗게 덮여지게 될까
미안해 잘해주지 못해
후회만 가득가득했던 그 Christmas
I take back, when they got to the chorus, I take back Morgan Wallen. It needs to be like Kelsey Ballerini or Little Big Town. Someone with like a really nice, light female lead vocal. And then it's either pop country or pop country holiday or something. But that verse for sure, no problem. You throw any country artist on that, we're good. But the chorus sounds much more like holiday, like really specifically like Christmas.
네, 이번 노래는 우리 엑소와 엑소엘을 이어주는 아주 예쁜 노래입니다.
First full album.
나비소녀 들려드릴게요. 조금은 알겠지 난 이끌림 나에게 따라오라 손짓한 것 같아서
애절한 눈빛과 모원의 이야기 가슴에 회오리가 몰아치던 그날 밤 오묘한 그대의 모습에 넋을 놓고 하나뿐인 영혼을 뺏기고
그대의 몸짓에 완전히 취해서 숨쉬는 것조차 잊어버린 나인데
So a few things. We got another example of tenor singing and then baritone singing in the exact same range. You get that difference in color, and we get a really nice little two-part harmony here. I love that. That caught me off guard for some reason. Just like one person in chest voice, one person in a very light head voice. Really, really lovely.
회오리가 몰아치던 그날 밤 오묘한 그대의 모습에 넋을 놓고 하나뿐인 영혼을 뺏기고
그대의 몸짓에 완전히 취해서 숨쉬는 것조차 잊어버린 나인데 왈츠처럼 사뿐히 앉아 눈을 뗄 수 없어 시선이 자연스레 걸음마다 널 따라가잖아 나를 해줘
I like that chord progression.
그대가 살고 있는 곳에 나도 함께 데려가줘
Are they all singing for once on that harmony part? One more time. Look at all of them. I think they are. I think they're all singing that word. And I'm not sure I've heard them all sing at the same time yet. It's probably happened, but they didn't have the whole... You couldn't see the whole group at once, so you couldn't say for sure. But now we see it. So they're doing those all at once. Really, really nice.
세상의 끝이라도 뒤따라갈 테니 누구 내 시야에서 벗어나지 말아줘 아침이 와도 사라지지 말아줘.
Listen to this absurdly high violin coming in the left ear, and also I love the da-do-do-do, 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 da-do-do-do. It's a really nice forward motion to put in a piano part or a string part. Ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do. So we get that motion driving forward, and listen to this absurdly high violin. It's like way up higher. It's like way up here in the whistle range.
세상의 끝이라도 뒤따라갈 테니 누구 내 시야에서 벗어나지 말아줘 아침이 와도 사라지지 말아줘
꿈을 꾸는 걸음 그대 나만의 아름다운 나비
와 끝나갑니다 여러분.
He kept that A flat. He kept that A flat very light. It's in chest voice, and normally that's in your belt range, but this singer here in the blue, right in the middle of our screen, kept it a very light chest mechanism all the way up to A flat 4. That's impressive.
와 끝나갑니다 여러분.
힘내세요.
네.
이 각박한 세상 속에서 여러분들 힘내세요.
힘내세요.
놀아볼까요 다 같이?
머뭇거리지만 move on 자 시간이 없어 너의 미래는 바로 상상에 달렸어 두려움 따윈 버려 우린 그래도 돼 모든 열쇠 너에게 있는데
I mean, listen to those samples. So good.
널 잊지 않기를 바래 오늘 우리 함께 신나게 한번 불태워 볼까 꼭 하나 된 feeling so turn me up
This is such a banger. I love there's some really cool synths happening in the background that are constantly morphing and changing. Using what's called automation in audio engineering is when you program a parameter of an element of the mix, whether it's a synth or a compression or an EQ, you program it to change throughout. And if you do that on certain parameters of like a synth designer, like if you use a program called Massive or Serum or Vital, and you automate things, you can constantly morph the sound as it goes through the song. This is like somewhat advanced synth design and audio engineering, but we get that with these background synths here. It sounds like they're constantly shifting and morphing around. You hear how they're getting brighter and darker. It's a very simple way of putting it, but how the synth is becoming more present and then kind of going like it's back underwater and then becoming present again, that is very likely done through synth automation.
네가 나를 볼 때 서로 같은 마음이 느껴질 때
Whenever I watch him, I'm just like waiting for a high note now.
We got that power 이 말을 통해 같이 한 목소리로 노래할 때 더 강해지는 걸
Yeah. The trouble with this is like, as a producer, there's so many production elements I want to talk about, but I mean, this video is already going to be over an hour long, and I'm talking a little bit about the audio engineering, but mostly talking about the vocals. It's so good. It's all so good. I really enjoyed this. Be sure to leave a comment below if you'd like to see me do full analysis videos for any one of these songs individually all the way through, or other songs. But this has been just such a great, really, I mean, a big introduction for me to the group. I'd seen Cream Soda, but that's it. Phenomenal.
여러분 힘내세요. 다 같이.
We got that.
네,
Nice.
엑소가 3년 만에 정규
Hey, here we go.
엑지스트 그 타이틀곡
Seventh full-length
지금
album.
들려드릴게요.
That's amazing.
똑 쏘는 듯한 느낌 꽤나 부드러운 크림 섞일수록 더욱 진해져 baby
Sorry, the claps and the guitar, I remember this.
다른 걸론 절대 만족 못해
Baby come closer 입안 가득 퍼져 처음 맛본 특별한 끌림 이 자극적인
I must have commented about the brass last time. I think it was I did this almost a year ago. At least 6 months ago. But that brass, the brass and the 808 kicks, like that sounds like something I would have talked about.
지금 다른 걸론 절대 만족 못해
Baby come closer 입안 가득 퍼져 처음 맛본 특별한 끌림
이 자극적인 텐션 like a bottle of cola 넌 탄산처럼 밥 터져 있니
That's a high F for our rapper on the left here. That was comfy. Yeah, he's baritone, not a bass. That was a really comfy high F.
bottle of cola 넌 탄산처럼 밥 터져 있니 이성이 다 마비된 듯 사랑 앞에선 베이비 자꾸만 비틀
까다로운 척 이리저리 재봐도 원래 몸에 해로운 게 끌리는 거 알지
Actually, when he dipped down into that lower range for a second, there was more weight there than I expected, because I think I've heard him do a lot of tenor stuff. About down to a low A, an A2. That's some nice resonance there for what I would expect is a relatively high tenor voice.
사랑 앞에선 baby 자꾸만 비틀
까다로운 척 이리저리 재봐도 원래 몸에 해로운 게 끌리는 거 알지
주체 못한 appetite 내 모든 걸 뒤흔든 그만 I need all ya cream soda
너 같을수록 좀 더 달콤해져 내 맘을 아주 쏟아놔
I need all ya cream soda
Just phenomenal and well connected head voice falsetto there. Really, really from two of these singers actually. Really, really lovely. I'm remembering the groove of this song now. Dun dun ding da dum da do da ding 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 da dum ding do da dum. Little syncopation there while the drums and hi-hats are kicking. Love, love, love.
톡 쏘는 듯한 느낌 꽤나 부드러운 크림 섞일수록 더욱 진해져 babe
Baby go dumb dumb 머릿속을 shake
Love that
it
little subdued section we get here. There's not much going on. It's just a voice basically saying on the same pitch. The drums are much more subdued. Really cool. Right here.
톡 쏘는 듯한 느낌 꽤나 부드러운
Underwater.
크림 섞일수록 더욱 진해져 babe
Baby go dumb dumb 머릿속을 shake it 딱한 입에 난
The claps are so good.
Give me that 냠냠 맞질 않는 테스트 날 사로잡은 달콤한
Yeah,
그 flavor
달콤해 이건 마치 번번 디젤 한 모금들이 마신 순간 덤덤 Before 날 저지하려 시도했지만 조절이 안돼 맘보다 본능이 so fast 이대로 멈출 수 없어 유노한 공기를
주체 못한 appetite
Get
내
it
모든 걸 뒤흔든 그만 I need
Oh, they can all do it.
cream soda
Gorgeous high E's.
너 같을수록 좀 더 달콤해져 내 맘을 아주 쏟아놔 I need you cream soda
Hey. 많은 관심과 기대 부탁드리겠습니다.
감사합니다.
안녕.
갈게요.
Oh, that was so good. Wow, that was just an absolutely full EXO experience. EXO killing voice, and they absolutely killed it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you gained some appreciation for the talent, the immense talent in this group. Vocally, right here. We've gotten to see their dancing elsewhere, but vocally today, we got to see them perform live. I mean, just outstanding. Shout out to them being in the game for 12 years, 7 full studio albums. Superstars. Absolute superstars. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and learned something, please do consider joining my Patreon community. Links in the description. Or if you'd like to make a one-time donation with no commitment to the channel, consider buying me a coffee, is what it's called, with the link below as well. And guys, I would love to make more videos for this outstanding group and other K-pop groups. I love it. I love it. So leave all your suggestions and comments below. And I will see you all in the next EXO video. Bye-bye.